Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to the show. Welcome, one and all. If you're just tuning in, if you're just getting connected, I want to say special good evening to you. It is 7:10 in the PM in Dominica, but I know it's morning somewhere, right? It's good morning somewhere. So whatever the time of day it is for you, welcome to the show. And so glad to have you join us. As you always know, once you drop on the live, the first thing you got to do is share the live because the bell has rung and we're about to get the show started. All right. So we're so excited this evening to be bringing you another show. I am your girl, Jael Joseph. I'll be, keeping you company for the next hour thereabouts, right? Half an hour, 45 minutes. We'll see how long we go. We got a lot to talk about. And I want to just say good evening to the folks who are tuning in on those of you on LinkedIn. Good evening to you. We've been getting much traction on LinkedIn of late. And I just want to say special thank you to all of the folks who've been sharing on LinkedIn, who've been hopping on LinkedIn, and who've been rewatching even after the fact. So thank you so very much to you. We want to say good evening to the folks on YouTube. And of course, the faithful followers on Facebook. Good evening to you. Thank you so very much for joining us and welcome to the show. Tonight is another special night. Well, every night is a special night with me, right? Because you could be anywhere else in the world, but you choose to be here with me. So that's a special night, right? And I'm going to be taking us to Anguilla. We're going to be heading to Anguilla for the next little while, and we're going to be talking about their summer festival. So Anguilla is kicking off their 50-year anniversary. That is amazing. That is big. And Anguilla is part of the Caribbean, and we want to embrace them. We want to show them some love. Of course, we want to go visit, right? We want to go check out the summer festival because there's so many different things happening during that time. And we're going to be joined by two wonderful individuals are going to be joining us here this evening. We're going to be joined by the chairman for the Anguilla Summer Festival. So Mr. Ivan Corner Jr. will be joining us. And we also will be joined by Honorable D.N. Prentice Rogers, who is the Minister for Education and Culture. And she's also a former Miss Anguilla 2017. So, pageant lovers, if you're in here, I heard she's very beautiful. That's what I've been told, right? She's coming on. So we're going. Someone said she's very beautiful and she has a great personality. So I'm so excited to be joining these two individuals here to talk to y'all, to let you guys know about what you can expect this summer, where you can expect to go during the summer, what events are going to be happening in Anguilla, and why you should choose the summer festival in Anguilla as probably a fete of choice. If you're thinking of a fete, if you like a fete like me, you probably want to think about this year's summer festival. So I want to encourage you guys to share the live. Get on board because the bell has rung and we're gonna start off the show. They live busy lives, so we don't want to waste any time. We're already hopped on a little behind schedule like we normally would, but we want to get them in, get them on, and get them talking and get them sharing on this amazing event that's happening this summer. So without further ado, I want to welcome my guests in no specific order. I'll do the order of the flyer, right? I want to welcome Mr. Ivan Corner to the show. Hello. Hi, can you hear me? Okay, but I can't hear you. Your audio is gone. Your audio is gone. So probably jump off and jump back on. I don't know. So you probably got a call in the midst and it bubbled you off the audio. So we're going to get you back on. But the Honorable D. Ann Prentice Rogers is here. Hello.
Hello. Good evening. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly, crystal clearly. Wow, you are indeed beautiful, like we've been told. Welcome to the show. Former Miss Anguilla 2017,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
And you
that is correct.
And you also an honorable.
I like to switch it up sometimes.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so very much for joining us. We're going to be talking and we're just going to wait for Ivan to come on. So before we actually get him on, I'd like to probably get you to introduce yourself a little bit. So tell us a little bit about you and the work that you do in Anguilla.
So I am the minister with responsibility for social development, education, culture, youth, sports, art, creative industries, probation services, etc., etc. I have a very long portfolio, but my previous experience prior to getting into elected office is law. I was called to the bar in England and Wales, and then I started practicing. And prior to that, I held the title of Miss Universe Great Britain. So I'm really a pageant girly. Um,
Listen.
so I know a lot about pageantry. I love pageantry. I love like what it does for young women in terms of self development. And I've also been able to develop an academy that's for training young women um, for the purposes of pageantry. So, in terms of our summer festival, we have all of that on offer. We have the pageantry, we have the boat racing, we have the fetes. If you're into fetes, there's something for everyone at the Anguilla Summer Festival 50th celebration. So, come and be a part of the family reunion.
It sounds like a big fat package, right? And there really is. I was looking through your calendar of events and all of the different things that you're gonna have, you're gonna be offering, and we'll talk a little bit about that later on. But I absolutely love how multifaceted you are, because you go from pageantry to law, education, minister of education. You're doing all of these things. How are you balancing all of this and doing it so effortlessly, so you can come on at 7:16 in the evening and makeup can still look on flick. You don't look and nothing's out of place. How do you balance all of this?
With the grace of God. It's a lot of work, but I'm really excited to be challenged in my work. I'm excited, and that's the kind of person I am. I like to push myself outside of my comfort zone. So this is a really great, and I think that's typical of the experience of Anguillians generally. Anguillian people, we punch above our weight, generally speaking. And that's why I think this summer festival is going to be such an extraordinary experience where we are literally offering so much. We're offering 3 weeks of festival and fun, even though we're just a little dot in the sun comparatively to most of the other Caribbean territories. And our festival has so much history and beauty to it, and I can't wait to get into that with you.
So you little but you talawa, right?
Yes, yes.
That's fantastic. Waiting for Ivan to come on. But while he does, can you kind of give us a little bit about, obviously we know Anguilla is British, is colonized. Well, I shouldn't even say colonized. It's still under the British regime, right? Because using the word colonized feels so
I
so
mean, it's part of the reality. So
So tell us a little bit about the preparation that went into putting together, something for a festival for 3 weeks. Because I mean, 3 weeks is a long time to have a festival, and like you rightfully say, you're punching above your weight. But what went into putting, this festival, and what makes it, besides being the 50th, what makes it so special? Why should other Caribbean islands, like people from other islands, feel the need, say, hey, let me go check this out.
yeah, I mean, for us, these 3 weeks are not just about the fetting and the partying. It's also about paying homage to our past. You don't get to a 50th year celebration without having major milestones along the way, without people being culture bearers and being innovative and creative for us to get to this point. And I think that's what makes the Anguilla Summer Festival so special. Another thing that makes it so special is that our festivities are both on land and sea. We are a seafaring people. We love boat racing. We love Anguilla, but we also love everything to do with our history. And boat racing is a critical part of our history. So you will find a number of events that are tailored to boat racing along our schedule. You'll find things like the poker run, where you get on a speedboat and you go around the entire island. And trust me, there is no better way to see Anguilla than on a boat speeding past our golden coastlines. It is the most exquisite experience with our beautiful turquoise waters. Anguilla does have the number one best beach in the world, but that is also because we are a limestone country where we're predominantly limestone. A lot of the other Caribbean territories are volcanic. And so that means that we're not as maybe as lush as Dominica.
Mm.
But we have the sun, the sand, and the sea, and more importantly, the people. Anguillians are among the best people in the world, and I am biased, but I will say so unreservedly.
As you
Uh,
should.
as I should. And there are people who come. The reason why people return again and again to Anguilla when you ask them is because of the people.
Mm.
And the experience of feeling like you can go into anyone's home, you can open a pot and anybody will feed you. You can experience something, the family reunion through your entire voyage, through the summer festival, and even in life in Anguilla generally.
Mm.
So, but the 50th also for Caribbean nationals who are interested or intrigued. What does Anguilla have? Because we're the smallest and the most easterly islands, so sometimes we
Mhm.
get forgotten in the big conversation. But Anguilla really offers what Anguilla offers to the other territories is really a unique experience of inclusion.
Mm.
Anguilla's history is that our soil was so arid that we had to go to other countries to send back remittances home for our people to survive. And that's how boat racing started. You had
Oh,
people who went overseas to make a living and then they raced home on wooden boats. And the women and the children would line the shores to see our men come home, and that's how we started the
oh
tradition
wow.
of racing. And so what we offer really is the sense of coming home, the sense of return, the sense of acceptance for persons of every Caribbean national, because we are interdependent as a region. And Anguilla is such a beautiful testimony to what it means to be a part of something yet still retain a unique beautiful identity, that barefoot luxury which has become a hallmark of Anguilla, but yet you have the experience, you have adventure, relaxation, anything you can think of, you have it in Anguilla.
Wow, I love what you said about, the boat racing and racing, like the history behind it. Because my very first time going to Anguilla was actually on a boat from
Mm-hmm.
St. Martin. That was my very first time from St. Martin. We took the ferry across to Anguilla, and that was the very first time I got to your shores. So hearing you speak of that, it's a bit of nostalgia, but it's like this is part of the history. Why the boat and the poker run and all of that is so significant to what you guys offer. I absolutely love that this year you guys have a family reunion themed. When you think of 50, you think of like the boomers. You think of you're grown, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
You're not adulting, you're real grown. Right?
Correct.
Can you share with us, why it was so important? And I believe that Ivan just joined. I was just trying to get him on. Here we go. Yeah, so Ivan just joined. Hi, Ivan. I don't know. He's stuck.
Oh, we're gonna continue. The show can't
We,
stop.
we, we can't stop. Hi, can you hear us, Ivan?
He can
He's
hear us, but we can't hear him,
I hear
unfortunately.
you. We can't hear you.
You still can't hear me?
Oh
Oh,
yes.
no. We're hearing you now.
No?
We're hearing you now. Yes. Most definitely. We can hear you.
Well, as we were saying,
Yes.
uh,
So Ivan, we were just in the middle of a conversation. So we're gonna circle back so we can introduce you in just a second. So go ahead, Honorable Dia.
uh, we were talking about, just refresh my memory.
Well, we're talking about the 50-year anniversary and the
Oh,
fact it is such a milestone. It's such a momentous time. Like it's grown people time. And you themed it around family and having a family reunion. Why did you guys feel that was what it would be themed around around family and family reunions.
Well, I'll give my 2 cents and allow the chairman who created the theme to put his 4 cents in. But I will say that the Anguillian community is a diasporic community. We live all over the world,
Mhm.
and this was a moment for us to bring everybody home, to centralize everyone, to create that spirit of togetherness, so that we can appreciate how far we've come and the legacy we've built since then.
Hmm. That's fantastic. That's really good to know. So I want to introduce my audience at this time to Mr. Ivan Corner Jr., who is the committee chairman of Anguilla Summer Festivals. Welcome to the show. I know we had some technical difficulties with the audio when you came on, but you know what? That happens sometimes when you're dealing with technology. So we just like to roll with the punches. And look, he's dropped off. He's dropped off. He might be having some data connectivity
Yeah,
issues.
that might be his
That's
problem.
probably what is bouncing him off. Hopefully he can get something stable and we can connect with him, because I'm really interested in knowing, his idea, and what was it like, creating this theme, and having 3 weeks, giving 3 weeks. But Honorable Deanne, I want to talk a little bit about your life in pageantry, because obviously one of the things that you guys have incorporated into the festival is the pageant that will take place on August the 6th, and it's much anticipated event in Anguilla. I have seen so many times Miss Anguilla appear in various different pageants across the Caribbean as well as internationally. And I just want to get a sense of, okay, if you could share with us what really makes the pageant this year, not just all other years, but this year, so significant to the festival.
Well, the Miss Anguilla pageant has and will always be a hallmark of our carnival's festivities. Whereas you may find a number of festivals around the region that have, they have parties and um, cultural events. Our major cultural events are pageants, and they are central to our festivities. And just to give you a little bit of history, I know we're
Yes,
talking
I
about,
love the history. Bring it
but
in. I love it. I love
the
it.
the first Miss Anguilla pageant was actually the starting scene of the Anguillian Revolution. Just to tell
Oh,
you.
really?
So we have, and that has kind of propelled us into a legacy of very strong women competing in Miss Anguilla, going on to become politicians and lawyers and doctors, Oxford University graduates. We have a very strong cadre of women who are attracted to the pageant as a means of self-development, but also of challenging themselves. So this year we have a record number of young women participating in the Miss Anguilla
Mhm.
pageant, and that is, of course, thanks to the sponsorship, the NCBA Miss Anguilla pageant, but also we have some other sponsors like Motorwall who are going to be coming on board in terms of the prizes, which make it a lot more worthwhile in terms of participation. And that was a big something very big for me as someone who's participated in pageantry. I wanted to be able to demonstrate that we can provide value to our contestants, that the value that they put in for participating, keeping the culture alive, should be recognized also in the prizes that they're able to take home at the end of the day. So Miss Anguilla this year is going to be exceptional. It's the women, the standard, the class, the passion, their purposes. It gives you goosebumps.
Mm,
Goosebumps.
I love pageants. I know a lot of Dominicans. We have Dominicans coming in on the live. We have people from St. Lucia. So we have someone from Tortola. Monique is on the live. Good evening to you, Monique. Caribbean celebs just joined the live, and hopefully we have more people tagging and coming on and letting us know where you're locked in from. We're really interested to know. People from all across the region tends to jump on at any given time, and it is so important. Ivan, we're good.
I think we're good now.
You think we're good now?
Yes.
I like your shirt, Elmo. I love your shirt. I love how. First of all, let me tell you, okay. being a Caribbean person, being somebody who also straddles Canada, I often love, or I take, a private kicks at how people can be so formal in the Caribbean and how people are so laid back in North America. And just actually yesterday, I was saying to somebody, in the Caribbean, we all about like protocol this and protocol that, and you have to do this and you have to do that, and if you don't feel important, and if you don't come on with a tie that choking you're not an official, and I just love that you come on with your Elmo shirt, and especially since you are from an island that is still technically colonized, and this all of what we practicing across the Caribbean is because of colonization, but you are obviously like you're breaking the rules and you're creating your own little island
Yes.
flavor and everything on it. I love his shirt. I love the vibe. I take no offense to you coming in your car and you're hanging on because people be like, oh, are you gonna be in a stable area? You don't have a stable connection. Hey, we live in a world of technology. We hop on as long as we're able to transmit the information. That is what is important. And I'm so happy to have both of you on. I know we had some connectivity issues, but welcome to the show.
Thank you. I was hearing when I came on the first time, and then you were hearing me. And listen, I'm a man that believe every step of a righteous man is ordered by God. So I had to come on at this time. So
Right?
whatever happened before, I wasn't supposed to be there. That's how
Well,
it
your
goes.
angle, first of all, was not on the Elmo shirt. So I would not have seen the Elmo. And I think it just set the pace for everything. So welcome to the show. Thank you very much. Before you came on, I got familiar with the Honorable. We've been talking a little bit about, her story, the legacy of Anguilla in terms of how it's placed where carnival is concerned, where summer festival is concerned, and obviously you are the man behind this festival, behind the theme. Can you share the significance of celebrating 50 years of Anguilla Festival? What is that? What is that like?
So I'll sum it up the way Mr. Corwin Buki Dan Carty, who is the subcommittee chair for street logistics, parade, juve, and all those things. He says you only make 50 once.
That's true.
So that is the thrust and the drive behind rather everything that you see. The reason why we're out and we're hustling and bustling so much because everything about this carnival, about this summer festival is truly a family reunion. It's a homecoming. You know, from the Caribbean, family coming home. What you gonna do? The first thing you do is fix up the house, right?
Fix up the house. Make sure you get a little paint. Make sure if you have a little crack somewhere, you fill it up.
Right. So we ain't trying to fill up the crack. We knock down the whole house. And we are
Bill.
building a brand new Lansam Bowl Cultural Center, a new home for Carnival. And
Wow.
literally, if it wasn't dark, I'd have take you out to see some of that. But that's where we're at right now. They are putting on the finishing touches. It's a project that folks were skeptical about when it started because we literally demolished our festival home and have been building it back over the last 3.5 months, and it's close to
Wow.
completion.
Wow.
The work ethic, the drive of Anguillas. I was literally talking to the foreman for one of the contractors that's there, and he said to me tonight, when you get up on stage, the first thing you gotta say is 50 for the 50.
50-50. It's like a 50-50 club, right?
Yes, yes. Because that's the angular spirit, that's the ingenuity, that's the drive. Those are the things that we are celebrating. That's uniquely us because we own them. Not to say that other Caribbean brothers and sisters don't have that drive and that tenacity, but there's something about when you tell an Anguillian that they can do something,
Mm-hmm.
something pushes them even further. And if you know me, I'm Anguillian. If you don't know me, I'm Anguillian. So that would sum up some of what you're seeing. But the whole family reunion, we take note of the fact that we have Anguillians in the diaspora all over the world
That's right. That's
doing
right.
some amazing things. We have doctors, lawyers, persons in tech, medicine, aerospace studies, law, everything all over the world. And it's an invitation to honestly come home, to be a part of something new because we have been repositioning our summer festival, our carnival. we have been repositioning and re-engineering what our brand and our product is. And
Mm-hmm.
it's honestly it's a life-changing experience for me and for a lot of people, because in their lifetime they are seeing literally a transformation of everything Anguilla in front of them. And that's really um, a really hard story experience for me, above everything else, above the fetting, above the boat racing, above the cultural events, the pageantry and everything. Just to see Anguillians come back home and love upon each other in a brand new space, it just filled with hope.
Wow.
That's all we're looking for.
Wow, love that for y'all. I really love that. I love the way it sounds. I mean, as Caribbean people, one of the things that we have in common is that we know how to come together, and we know
Definitely.
how to have a good time, and we know how to enjoy some good food, and we know how to enjoy some music and shake a leg, one leg, two leg, three leg, shake all our legs. We definitely know how to do that. I just want to send some greetings to you from Andia. She used to be actually.
Yeah, tourism.
So yes, yes. So when I told her I told her that I was, you guys were coming on, and she's like, "Oh my God, this was my home." So you might just incentivize her to hop on a plane.
Well, Andia either need to hop on a plane or hop on a boat, but make sure she gets here.
Ooh, that
She's
sounds
with this
nice.
concern. Yeah.
And yeah, you have to bring friends with you. Okay, you have to bring people with you.
Yeah. It's a family reunion.
Talking for myself. Speaking for myself. So, Ivan, could you walk us through some of the highlights of the festival? I know you start off your Juve celebration on Monday, the 5th of August.
Hmm.
And what makes this event such a lively start for the festival?
Well, in all honesty, the festival kind of reaches its peak, its cruising altitude at that point, if you
Mhm.
want to use that term. But we start from the 21st of July and we go down to the 11th of August. So from the 21st of July, you start with Tiny Tot. Then we have some pageantry events in between there, Junior Calypso. We have an international night. We are going to announce one of the artists tomorrow. I think that's going to cause a big stir on the island. We have prior to the Juve still. We have street poker. We have the Bass Heads car show. We have something for everybody. We have the NCBA Miss Anguilla swimsuit competition at Aurora Amphitheater. We actually onboarded Aurora as one of our platinum sponsors yesterday. But the
Mhm.
amphitheater is the only one in the region of its kind. It's part of the Aurora Anguilla Resort and Golf Club
Mhm.
property,
Mhm.
and it's something that you want to see. I think when Crossfire, when Edwin Yearin and Crossfire shell down,
Please.
shell down the place,
Mhm.
everybody across the region is going to be wanting to play that venue. It's going to be amazing. And then the calendar just steamrolls into so many different things. What we position it as is boat racing in the day, which is our national sport. I know the minister would have definitely told you about boat racing.
She
Uh,
gave me the history, and I was just like, as Caribbean people, sometimes we think we know everything, but every
uh-huh.
island is so unique. And I love the history. Like that is like one of my passions. And hearing the history behind, the poker on and how the men would come back home, race back home
Yes,
to bring, and we just celebrated family remittances, across the world, just
yes,
this week. So this was just like, oh my God, like this is just like a wow moment, a whoa moment, a really eye-opening moment to know that this is something that is so richly part of your culture. And I don't think there's anybody else that experienced that. But I could be talking nonsense, but sounds like it's unique to you, right?
definitely. I firmly believe so. I have not heard that story, that part of history, that part of any other brother and sister from across the Caribbean, their culture. So, for instance, St. Kitts cut cane.
Hmm.
Jamaica did mining in all these type of things, if I'm remembering my social studies curriculum right. But I don't think anybody else were told to leave your island, leave your home,
Darren, that's what they
because yeah, because there's nothing that can happen there. And look
Wow.
at us today. Look at us
Wow.
today. Still a colony, albeit, but a rising colony nonetheless.
I love it. I love it.
But we were talking about a calendar, right? So
Yes.
before we get to the longest and most unique juve in the Caribbean, and I talk with my hands a lot, so hopefully that's not
That's
bothering.
okay. That not bother me at all. I love how
Good,
informal
good, good.
informal
So
it is.
before
I love it.
before I get to the longest juve and most unique juve in the Caribbean,
Hmm.
we have, so Angola is big on band culture. We
Hmm.
have bands, we play music, we play instruments. So we have something called Band Clash, the Saturday night,
Wow.
Saturday the 3rd. It's when the bands go in and they go all out. Have you ever seen someone bring a plane into your cultural center? I mean a plane, like a small plane.
No.
That has happened in our band clash. The entrances are amazing. It's just hype.
Wow.
Like, so I often tell people we have one high school on Anguilla for the
Okay.
entire island. So how people would have high school rivalry.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we didn't have that luxury. We have house sports. So when we get a chance to compete, we take it to another level. You don't want to see the height of competition with our boat racing, our band clash, and the like. Once it's
Wow.
competition in Anguilla, we going all out. But
I
even on
love
that
it.
day, you talk about the food, you're gonna
Uh-huh.
have all your cultural eats at the South Valley Street Fair. But even outside of that, on that same day, and this is how I'm telling you, there's something for everyone. On that same day, we are having an adult pool party, 21 and over, at Aurora Water Park, Aurora Anguilla Water Park. When you get a chance, go back and look at the live that we did yesterday so
I
you
would
can
just
see
I
it.
just thinking boom boom outside. That's all I'm
Okay.
thinking when I hear adults.
Whole lot of it is called Rose all day.
Oh Lord.
Whole lot Rose
But
all
it
day.
is good to know that because oftentimes you find festivals are created for family and only has to be around. If it's not inclusive of family, it's not supposed to be working. But here you have creating a festival around family, but you've individualized every single person that makes up the family
Yeah,
because there
because
has to be something for everybody.
exactly, the children have their stuff too. They have a whole day for them called remember when they're going through the cultural stuff, they're gonna do some costume making. They got everything for them. There's Coney Island coming for them to go run around and enjoy and frolic during the night. It's something for everybody between the 21st of July to the 11th of August. But the hype that we're talking about is the longest Juve and the most unique Juve in the Caribbean, which is the Anguilla Juve morning, which ends in the Caribbean beach party. Which Juve do you know that ends in an all-day beach party? From 4 o'clock in the morning till the next morning, 9 o'clock, to catch a ride to walk or catch a boat back to St. Martin, or to wake up and go fet again. We partying from Juve to a beach party. Big stage set up on the beach, food grilling,
all
drinks sharing, boats parked from one end to the other on powder white sand. There's Zoe waters. You're swimming, you're fetting, you're eating, you're going all day
I come
non-stop.
in, I come in, I come in.
part is you get all the best artists in the region for free.
For free. It's a free event. So you're
For
gonna
free.
come, you're gonna hear Nadia Batson, you're gonna hear Pumper. I ain't gonna call too much names. You're
We're
gonna
gonna
hear Carnage.
What?
You're gonna hear Panther Vibes. You're gonna hear Exodus HD. You're gonna hear
What?
Dre Latte. You're gonna hear, I don't call them local artists, I call them Anguillan artists because they're not local. They're international and regional just like everybody else, but they rep Anguilla. They carry our flag. So you're gonna hear Anguillan artists. You're gonna hear artists from Dominica. Signal Band is gonna be there. What you say?
Yes, I heard. I
What you
heard.
say? What you
I
say?
heard. Yes.
You don't book your ticket yet? I'll check him out. You don't book
You
your
know,
ticket
you
yet?
know they have there's a song that says, if even if you take a boat, you can take a boat. Even if I have to
Yes.
take a boat to get there. Well, I suspect they're gonna be doing a poker round. From Dominica for the festival. I love it.
Everybody needs to be coming. And that's just one day, because after that you go into the pageantry, the NCBA Miss Anguilla pageant. You go into Calypso on the Wednesday. The Wednesday
Street
night into the
polka.
Thursday morning, you got the Eyes Wide Shut. Everybody has a daybreak fit, right? But there's none like Eyes Wide Shut. I'll tell you why. Because Anguilla is predominantly flat, right? That's
Hmm.
our makeup. Limestone. We have some caves. We don't got the big mountains and the hills. But there's this place called Sandy Ground. So it's
Okay.
like a basin. I wouldn't even call it. We don't have hills.
Ivan.
You have bumps. Bumps.
We got bumps.
Ivan.
Yes, Minister. Okay, so let's get back to it. But but when you are at Eyes Wide Shut and the spandex is stretched over your head in all these colors,
Wow.
and then you see the sun coming over the big tamarind trees, and you are jumping with your loved ones, you are getting a nice, slow, nice wine from your woman,
Hmm.
and you look,
Talking like
and the sun,
he talking like that, like he living it right now, you know. And look
been
at
there,
him with
done
the
that.
camera with his dying. You
But
living it right now. You
but
closing your eyes and all, you know.
truth be told, she ain't even gotta be your woman. Just in case you come alone. Let's be real. Let's be real. It's carnival. Let's be real. It's summer festival,
Yes, it is.
and somebody gonna run into their man-in-law.
Oh yes.
That's all it is. That's all. That's the truth of
Or
it.
somebody else's.
Somebody else's. But in spite of it all, you are there, and the sun greets you from one. What time it starts, Minister? 1 p.m. 1 a.m.
No, it starts at one. It starts at 1 a.m. 1
Yeah,
a.m.
till 11 the next morning, till 11 a.m. the next morning. And you're there with friends, family, loved ones, whatever you want to drink, whatever you want to eat. They're serving breakfast. You get all kind of poached
I
eggs
want
and
to
scrambled
come.
eggs.
Oh
And
gosh, I want to come.
you don't have to leave the fete.
No, you did.
I'm looking at the folks on the live and people. So Connie is locked in from New York.
Uh-huh.
Um, Miranda is locked in from New Jersey. We have somebody saying Leslie Roberts is saying I'm a Dominican born with Anguillan roots. Always visit my family. Annie's saying it can't be business as usual. Well done with the engineering. They're hearing the excitement in your voices, and it's making them want to go. My good friend Annie's saying, Jael, let's make a tune. Let us make a turn. Miranda is saying it sounds like so much fun. I mean,
Listen,
people are saying, Monique is saying, I'm loving it. You know, folks are really feeling the energy coming through the computer, all these screens, and they're like, oh gosh, I really want to be in Anguilla
Oh,
for this festival.
so that, and it's very easy to get here
very
now.
easy to get here.
I
You can come.
know.
Listen, Signal say you can take a plane or a boat. The only thing you can't take to get here is a donkey. Listen,
You can't take a donkey.
you can't take a donkey. So you can fly to St. Kitts and get here. You can fly to Antigua and get here. You can fly to Miami and get here. You can fly direct here to Anguilla. You can fly to St. Martin and get here. However you want to get here, all a spaceship, if you got the means, just get here. Because after Eyes Wide Shut, we're not done yet. We have 16 troops going to be on the road for Parade of Troops this year.
Wow.
The
Wow.
largest troop is 300% strong.
Wow.
We have regional bands that are going to be playing our parade this year, backing our troops.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen, listen, I'm going to tell the men that come in, I look out for my brothers, okay? Go by the pharmacy before you come and pick up a neck brace because you're going to need it after. If you see the costumes, I'm telling you the truth. I'm not under the influence. I came out of the troop meeting a couple days ago and I'm excited. I'm
Can you
excited.
can you tell us about the atmosphere? Can you describe the atmosphere and what makes that parade so unique? Because I
Well,
mean, you talk about
it,
neck brace, but
yeah, because the costumes, cultural but beautiful. And all the women them walking out. We got a campaign going right now called Fit to Fit, where we're collecting 50 million steps nationally. We want to do that before the 21st of July. Last time I checked, we started the campaign, 3 weeks ago. We were at 37 million steps nationally. Everybody getting ready, they're putting the body to the test. because when time comes for these costumes, most of these costumes is just jewels, you know.
You know what tutuni is? Tutuni. You know what tutuni is,
No,
Dominica?
no, teach me.
Tutuni is naked.
Oh,
Naked.
Tutuni.
It got some of that too. It got some two tuni and three tuni and four tuni as
Tutuni.
well. Listen, I'm not even joking. I've seen some of the costumes, fellas. You're gonna get whiplash because you're gonna have to take 2 and 3 looks. Walk with a brace. You're gonna need it after Friday, because you're gonna try to catch.
You
You know
know,
how we are as
you know
men.
what? This connects really nicely with what the honorable said earlier on about how seriously Anguillans take pageantry, because fitness is a huge part of your lifestyle. Like to launch a campaign to collect how many steps by a
50
simple
million.
50 million steps by the date. And I feel like you're gonna make it. You probably maybe go over it.
I think this Friday we're gonna be close to 50 million, but it's not just 50 million steps. Anguilla is big on cycling. We have some of the world's top class cyclists in Hassani Hennis. My cousin there from North Side. Can't remember his name right now. It slipped me. But the cyclists, there's a big cycling culture here, and the cyclists are cycling 50,000 miles.
Wow.
So
Wow.
everybody is getting fit to fit, and fit to fit is the campaign is sponsored by Digicel Anguilla. So they put $30,000 into this campaign, branding it out. We having an event this Friday night by my trainer, cause I gotta get fit to fit too. By my trainer, which is rough training, Krav Maga. That's Hill Rye. But you gotta know Hill Rye because Shelly is Hill Rye, brother. Since we going, the
Yes,
family
yes,
reunion must be
yes,
good.
yes, yes.
So Hillary Alfred, and you might know this name too. His name is Josiah Moses. That's my trainer. He's
Mm.
from Dominica as well. He
Yes, I know
boxed.
Josiah.
You know
He bought as
Josiah?
well.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
he
yeah. Josiah does beat me up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and harass me to come CrossFit on Saturdays. But that don't happen, cause I smarter than the average beer. Oh shoot, he gonna see this. Oh shoot, he gonna see this. But they have a Glow Fitness event on Saturday night. And I'm going to tell you, these guys got energy. Come, bring it, come Saturday night. And all these events Digicel have sponsored. You know,
big up to Digicel.
the lead up to the Angola Summer Festival is not just when it starts on the 24th. We've had our Blackaramas. We got a DJ event the weekend of the John T. Memorial Cycling Race. That is July 5th, called Strip Down. As bad as it's sung, um, it ain't what it sounds like. So this area, there's an area in the valley similar to Oystins in Barbados, like this strip where you can get food and stuff. We just call it a strip. But being the creatives that we are, we come up with a DJ event called Strip Down. So we blocking off the road and we having a DJ competition that night, kind of like a potluck. The DJs are going to be paid X amount of money for their set, and 30% of whatever each of them is being paid is going to go to a pot, and whoever shall run the place tonight get a pot.
Wow.
See, again, remember what I told you about Anguillians in competition? We want to compete about everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So that
Everything
event
is
is
a
going to be
competition.
everything is a competition. That's
Fitness is a competition.
fitness.
Sexiness is a competition.
No, I
Band,
win that. I win that.
band,
I win that.
band,
There's no competition there.
band troop is a competition.
No,
Poker run a competition. Everything is competition.
yeah, but you said sexiness is a competition. No, I win that already. There's no competition. They can't hold up.
Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. People are
But guess
wild
what?
out on the
Guess what,
line.
Jael? We are not done there, you know, because after the parade come poker run.
Yes, yes. And the minister dropped off. I guess she probably lost connection. She dropped off.
Hmm.
I wanted to hear from her about the poker run, but you can
Listen,
jump
the
in.
poker
Tell us
run
about the poker run.
is unlike anything you've ever seen. So Anguilla is tied to the sea. Not just with our national sport, not just with the things that we love. Anguillians love water, and you have to see Anguilla by water. So picture
Mm.
going around this beautiful island with powder white sand, azure waters, these limestone caves that you're seeing from off the water, and you're pulling up to a beach. 5 or 6 different beaches, and every beach there's a totally different party. There's all kind of games you can play, and you're actually competing again for some money. You register your boat, you're playing the poker, you're collecting your cards there at the time. There's games going on, there's a DJ at these stops, and then it ends again with a beach party. Come on.
That sound like mash up back, like break back kind of a, like it's like, yeah, like y'all coming to mash up people.
Listen, but we ain't done there, because after that we still keeping things cultural. That night, after the poker run, we have the Leeward Islands Calypso show. So the monarchs
Oh
from
wow.
Antigua, Montserrat, Dominica, Saint Martin, Saint Thomas, BVI, they come and they compete in Anguilla for the Leeward Islands Calypso Monarch. You don't want to miss that show. Highly contested, but we still ain't finished there. 'Cause remember, we going till Sunday. On Sunday we have Champions of Champions boat race, right?
Wow.
So throughout the week, they compete, and then they ain't racing for just bragging rights. The biggest check for the season is that day, but it's also, I think, goes into defining who's the boat of the year, because we love bragging in Anguilla. Bragging rights, yeah,
Mhm.
they need that. But we did something special this year. So Anguillans have been crying for a last lap. Everybody knows what's a last lap, but we don't
Of
do last
course,
lap.
of course, we do last up in Dominica.
But our last lap is unique. Our last lap is on the sea. So we got a boat ride starting 3 o'clock after the race start, because the sailboat race gonna go down till about 6 o'clock. So we got a boat ride. We got bands on the boat. We take over a barge, right? A big barge
Badge,
that,
like a
yeah, we
like
take
like
over
a
a
sand
barge
badge.
like a sand barge, and they deck this out like a venue. The bands are there, the DJs are there, set up bars, and we fetting on the sea. Last lap
Wow.
boat ride, but it doesn't end there, and there's more. So when they come in,
You know,
when they when they come in now, they're not getting off the barge, they're not getting off the boat, because we have something special planned. We have a 10-minute fireworks show that's going to happen to end our summer festival. And then if you don't want to go home, you don't have to, because the beach doesn't sleep. You have Lit Lounge, you have Janos, you have Vinci's, you have everybody, you have Elvis, you have all these beach bars that just there for your taking. Cause we like to eat food, we like to fit, we like to frolic in Anguilla.
you have such energy. You radiate such energy. Like even if I did not want to come,
Uh
now
huh.
you've wet my palate so much.
Uh
It's like,
huh.
in Dominica we say bavane. When somebody eating food and you watching them and you bet, you really want to eat the food too, and you have a little drool that you like, I bavane right now because I want
Uh
to come.
huh.
I
No, no,
bavane now because I want to come.
no. You got to make it here. You got to make it here. You got to experience it. You got to be here for the rebirth of the Anguilla Summer Festival, because that's what it's going to be. And who experienced this one, I can guarantee you they're going to be here over and over again. There's something absolutely special about Anguilla's tourism product. It's unlike any other. Previously to being the public relations officer for the government of Anguilla, I was the area marketing manager for Belmont, Capjuluca, and Belmont, La Samana, and St. Martin.
Okay.
And we Capjuluca, after the hurricane in 2017, Hurricane Irma. It was
Mhm.
2017, yeah. So
2017, yeah.
yeah, they were rebuilding, and then they were bought out by Belmont, and we went through this whole repositioning. And there was something that stuck with me through my onboarding with Belmont, and they said time is true luxury. And that resonated with me, it still resonates with me to this day, because Anguilla gives you time. If you want time to relax, you find that in Anguilla. If you want time to fet, you find that in Anguilla. If you want time for adventure, you find that in Anguilla. You can unplug, you can breathe, be, and do nothing, right? In Anguilla. And that
Mhm.
translates into everything that we do, because Anguilla is barefoot luxury. It's luxury, but it's barefoot. And by that, what we mean, you can take your shoes off. You can be yourself in the literal and figurative sense. You can walk around as if you're home. Because when you're
Mhm.
here in Anguilla, everybody treats you like family. That's
Wow.
barefoot luxury. So when you come to Anguilla for summer festival, somebody gonna walk up to you. They can walk up and buy you a drink. Nobody ain't looking nothing. Ain't no vibes. Ain't no stushness.
Mm-mm,
It's just,
I
it's
love it.
it's just a vibe. It's just an embracing. And this is every time I talk about it, I just see the smiles, people jumping together in the streets, holding on to each other at the Caribbean beach party, which is the biggest beach party in the Caribbean. You're there all day. You have Nadia Batson on stage. It's a free event. You got food. You got vibes. You got magic. You making memories. What more you want? On the beach in Anguilla?
It sounds like a time. It sounds like a good time. A lot of folks on the live, really, really engaging and saying they're packing their bag, they're ready to go.
Don't
I
don't bother
think
pack no bags. I ain't cutting you off. Don't pack no bags.
because
All
because
you
I
need
think like
is
you'll be
4 or 5
tutuny.
outfits.
You'll be you'll be
Because
tutuny.
you're gonna be tutuni on Friday, tutuni on Saturday, half a tutuni on Sunday for the boat ride. And by that point, your sunblock might be running low, so you're gonna
Oh
be on
shoot!
spot. You ain't need all the clothes you think you need.
Oh my god, I love it. I love it. I love and I'm interested. You're talking all about all of the festivals and all of things. I love the historic aspects of it. Like I love the little bits of the cultural and the history that is trickled across the festival, even in every single event. Right? Yes,
Yes,
it might sound like a fete. It might sound like a good time. It might sound like a party, but there's a cultural element to it. There's a historic element to it, and it's great to see that you guys you're evolved. I see like as an evolution, like you evolving with the times, but you
yes.
still keeping the culture alive. I'm interested to know, how does this festival showcase local talent and really promote Anguilla globally?
So there's not one event where there isn't an Anguillian act on it. Even the big stage of the Caribbean Beach Party. As a matter of fact, we've carved out an hour where our up and coming soca artists that have 1 or 2 tracks, they're going to be backed by a house band, and they're going to get a chance to touch the stage because we don't know how far this is going to go. You understand? Even in the Juve and stuff, we have a relationship with St. Thomas where we did this cultural exchange recently where some of our soca artists went down and performed for their carnival.
Hmm.
And we have some coming and performing on our carnival. They're going to even be on the road for Juve, but we're going to be streaming the Juve back to St. Thomas. And
Wow.
1 or 2 of our Anguillian artists will be on that truck. So that's the exposure that they need. We're gonna make sure that people know what we have. Cause we got some really great artists here. You got from Yama to Viggy to Latest to Panther. You have Shay Shay that's no longer here. Lioness who sings in St. Thomas. You have Dre Latte. You have Sadi. And I'm talking about the individual artists now. But then you got Synergy 264. You have Trilogy, another young and up and coming band. You have, if you want some reggae, you got that tune Mari Banks and the legendary iconic Banky Banks. Anguilla and the music scene is just amazing. Like you got British dependency, you got, I don't want to start calling names because you can miss folks, but whatever you desire, you can find it here in Anguilla.
Wow. Wow. And of course, I love that signal band will be there. that
Signal
that
band
makes
gonna be there. They'll be
that
there for you. They'll
makes
be.
Oh my god, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love everything you said. I'm just gonna go to the live because people have been talking, people have been
Ah,
making plans in the comment section. People are making plans to be in Anguilla. Folks are saying his energy is top tier. Talk about promo boss. Love it. My Polo is saying my place. I lived there for 9 years. Uh, Anne has already included me. I guess she's paying my flight, my ticket, and it seems like I'm getting a ticket.
listen, so I can, if you want to know where to get it, because we can talk about our sponsors.
Let's talk about that.
So we have, did Minister Kentish Rogers tell you like how much our sponsors have been coming on board?
She mentioned two sponsors, I believe, that was coming on for the. I believe she did, yes. But run the sponsors with us and let us know.
Okay, so we can start. So this is the direction that we're going. Our talented team this year is going to win a full ride scholarship 4 years to the University of the Virgin Islands.
Wow. Okay. Something happened.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
The University of the Virgin Islands was one of the first sponsors we onboarded, and they came on to the tune of 99,000 US dollars. That's 4 years of university um, schooling for a bachelor's degree for the winner of the talented team.
Wow.
Then you have KFC. KFC has come on board, and outside of the trivia and the promotions that we're running, because they're giving away 50 buckets of chicken every day leading up to the festival, they have trivia questions running, right? So KFC giving away chicken because Anguillans love their KFC.
Oh, that's what of Dominicans too.
Dominicans too? Oh, God. Listen,
You must see the line. You must see the line for
I gotta go back and check it. So KFC is not only running the trivia, but KFC is giving a Disney cruise vacation to the winners of the Prince and Princess. So the prince and the princess and a parent of the prince, a parent of the princess going on a Disney cruise. That's KFC
period.
St. Martin. Period. You got Motor World. Motor World St. Martin is giving a brand new Shenyang C35 Plus Jeep to the winner of the NCBA Miss Anguilla pageant, and the winner of the Calypso Monarch also gets a Jeep. This has nothing to
I'm
do with the
moving.
money that they're
I'm
winning.
moving. I'm moving. I'm moving.
This has nothing to do with the money that they're winning. They're getting this Jeep plus the money that they're winning and everything else. Okay, we're going a little further. Let's go back to opening night. King Ocean has given us 25,000 US dollars to put on our opening night. You heard me? 25,000.
Just to
You're
put
quiet.
on.
You're frozen.
Just to.
Oh my God. King Ocean is giving us $25,000. The opening night is going to be unlike anything they've ever seen. Right? And
Wow.
then we're going to have our two vintage bands coming on board that night. The place going to shell down.
Shell down,
Aurora,
please.
shellings, beer shellings, beer shellings. Listen, then Aurora has come on board. Aurora
Mhm.
Anguilla Golf Resort and Spa. I mean, Aurora Anguilla Resort and Golf Club. I gotta say it correct. Then you have Malyahana, who's also celebrating 40 years of being in operation here in Anguilla. If
Mm.
you if you if you want an experience that's exquisite and true barefoot luxury, you want to stay at Malyahana. It's perched above Meads Bay, where you have the most beautiful sunsets. Man, the water is crystal clear for miles out. You can see the bottom of it. Malyahana is hosting our some of our international DJs that's going to be playing at the Caribbean Beach Party.
Mhm.
DJ Joey, who's that Spanish DJ, is very
Yes.
famous.
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to be there. I'm not gonna call the rest because we didn't announce them yet, so they're
And
gonna
you're
be here.
getting excited. You're like, oh, I know the excitement is building. You got.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
like,
yeah.
so I'm gonna make you spill the tea about
No,
who
no,
I'm
I ain't
watching
spilling no
tomorrow
beans. Like
tonight.
tight, 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 tight. I ain't spilling no beans at all tonight. So we got Malyahana on board as well. Then we have Flo.
Mm-hmm.
Flo, we have tropical distributors. But let me go back to Flo. Flo, Flo is spread all over like their network, you know. You got piece of service here, you got service there. Everywhere you go, there's Flo during Anguilla Summer Festival because they support boat racing, they support the pageants, they support the street events. Everything throughout our festival, there's a touch of Flo there. But Flo is the title sponsor of our Soca Rave. It's called Flo Soca Rave. And Flo is big on the connections and the opportunities for artists, for families, for community, right?
Mm-hmm.
What Flo has done is they have ensured that the winner of the Groovy Soca Monarch for this year will have a track produced by Travis Wall.
Wow.
The winner of the Power Soca Monarch for this year will
Wow.
have a track produced by Shaft.
Wow.
So the connections throughout the Caribbean, that's Flo.
Wow.
Okay, let's go. Let's talk some other things now. Everybody like a little bit of pan, right?
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes. Yes. That is
Well,
part of our Caribbean culture.
okay. So what we are doing because we connected, we have ensured that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Steel Orchestra will be an island for our festival. We are partnering with them. So they're going to be playing at our cultural events. They're going to be playing at the shows. They're going to go to the old folks' homes. They're going
Oh,
to be doing seminars with the children. Pan, you can't have your festival without some pan. So they're
no.
partnering with us. Now we keep going and we keep going and we keep going. There's some sponsors that we're onboarding tomorrow. We talk about Anguilla Air Services. We talk about getting here whether you want to fly from Antigua. If you're coming from the UK, you can
Yes,
connect with
and I was
Anguilla Air
about to ask you.
Services.
I was about to ask you that, like, you mentioned all of the hubs that we can come from, but people might also it might be easier if you mention the airlines that come into Anguilla.
Right. So American Airlines flies direct from Miami.
Mhm.
Anguilla Air Services flies from Antigua, St. Thomas, St. Martin. They have connections anywhere in the Caribbean you want to fly from. Anguilla Air Services can get you here. They have scheduled service from Antigua, St. Thomas, and St. Martin.
Okay.
And they're going to be running some scheduled service during the Anguilla Summer Festival from St. Kitts, if I'm not mistaken. I can double back with that. But
Okay.
then we're onboarding Calypso Charters, who's our official sea shuttle provider. So if you fly into St. Martin and you need to get a sea shuttle from right by the airport over, Calypso Charters will take care of you. They actually have a special running for the summer festival. They're gonna announce it on Friday, so it won't steal their thunder. I'm gonna be mindful of what I'm doing here. I got the sponsors coming on board,
Okay.
And then, man, we have some sponsors on board, but I don't want to call their names right now. But I don't want to miss this opportunity not call their names. But we have, and I have a commitment from them, so I will mention it. Melee Vodka. Have you ever heard about Melee Vodka?
No.
Okay. So when you get a chance, you know the movie Aquaman?
Yes.
All right. You know the star?
Yes. The
Jason.
oh, yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's part owner of Melee Vodka. Melee Vodka is on board with Anguilla Summer Festival. I'll just say that. I won't steal the thunder there as well. So you got you got beverage sponsors, you got airlines, you got hotels, you got car companies, you got
You
insurance
have enough
companies.
place to hold all these people that come in?
You don't need place to sleep, you just need to shower. Fetting in the day, boat racing in the day, fetting in the night. Where you going? No sleep. Take your vitamins, drink your water, and take
And mind your
take our
business.
tablet. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. The energy gonna be there.
When the minister didn't come back, you knock off the minister?
I knock off the minister. Oh my gosh.
The minister didn't come back, or she probably couldn't connect back. I mean, I just want to go to the comments.
Mm.
Saying the first Anguilla Summer Fest beach party. You can remember it to this day. Tav and TK, Triple K
Uh-huh.
was at that first one. So they were reminiscing, and Beverly jumped on and said that was a fest. So people are remembering,
They all remember. And
that event.
Triple K is playing our wet fest. So I'm going to brag and boast. You see this? How can you go to a wet fest and
Don't
don't
expect
expect to get wet? Wet fest, no disrespect to the bouillon boss, but wet fest take off in Anguilla. No, for real. None of the other islands around here were doing wet fest until they were flying in here because there was a competition with the wet fest thing. Right? No, for real. Go way back. Look for a guy named Sean Fitzpatrick, and you're gonna hear about wet fest.
Wow.
Anguilla wet fest. When I told Josiah that Anguilla wet fest happened in the night, he said, "How that happen? People don't get say we don't have wet fest in the day. It's a night party, water spraying left, right, center, pools. They used to take over our parking lot, big stage, water truck, water inflatable pools, water gun, water cups, whatever could hold water was coming out.
Wow.
And the wet fest returns after maybe a 4 or 5 year hiatus this year. And guess who's on wet fest? Triple K.
I love how you guys include, so many different elements, so many different Caribbean bands, so many. You talk about the Trinidad pan band, you talk about, Dominica, you talk about, Nadia Batson, you talk about all of these other artists from Totola and all of, like you're really including everyone. And you're doing something for everyone, right?
Everybody.
So you mentioned you can take American, you can take the boat, the charter boats, you can take um, um,
Anguilla Air
ambulance
Services.
air services. You don't have to worry about sleeping because you just have to make sure you take your vitamins
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
and
What is
get
sleep?
here
What is
and
sleep?
and get here. Give us run through us before we wrap up the dates. So when everything starts, so give us. We spoke in kind of you know all over the place as to all of the things that are happening. So let us know when the festivities begin, when it climaxes, and when it ends.
Okay, so I'm gonna refer to my schedule right now. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna change hands. You there?
Yes, I'm still there.
All right, I'm gonna refer to my schedule so I don't miss nothing because if I miss something, my subcommittee, several persons, Myron and Maxine and Mark, they're gonna treat me like I failed the exam tonight because they'll tell me make sure you're speaking from your notes.
Okay.
And I didn't look at my notes at all tonight, so going to the schedule since you asked specifically about the schedule.
Yes.
So we start with boat racing, really. So we have positioned the festival from the 21st of July to the 11th of August. But prior to that, we're gonna have some boat races. So we have boat racing on the 7th. We have the Chairman's Fete. It's just like a street jam.
Mhm.
We block off the street, put up a stage, the bands play, the troops in them set up stalls so they can raise some money for their troops or whatever the case may be. Then we are going to have the blessing of the brand new Lansing Bowl Cultural Center, and we're going to have our gospel explosion on the 18th of July. On the 19th of July, you're going to have your Calypso Monarchs semifinals because there are 32 Calypsonians competing this year for the crown and the Shangyang Jeep. Remember the Jeep that we telling you about?
Mhm.
Brand new, brand new. As a matter of fact, it's arriving from China this week.
Wow.
Yeah, brand new, 2024. Then the Fit to Fit campaign concludes with an event called Jam Fitness. So they take over the Lansing Bowl Center and they in there doing hit exercises, all kind of jumping around and all kind of thing. And the soca artists are the ones singing live at that event. So they're doing their aerobics and stuff, and it's one big fit, but you're exercising. So it's
Mhm.
called Jam Fitness. That's the morning of the 20th of July. In the night now, there's an event called ILR. So ILR is a colloquial term. So like how you say, okay, so tutfini and those catching
Tony,
free.
Tony.
Tutuni, yeah, that stuff. That stuff. I got, I eat that stuff. So ILR is something Anguilla say as an exclamation or something happened in his shocking ILR.
Hello.
Yeah, good. So there's a game show that Mr. Shesray Watley it operates similar to like Family Feud.
Mhm.
So he calls it ILR, but he's gonna have the bands edition for the show. So the bands going up against each other for this show on the night of the 20th. Then on the 21st, you have boat racing all these days, so I won't mention the boat races. But you have on the 21st, you have Tiny Tot. That's the Tiny Tot pageant. And then
Yes.
Coney Island opens on the 22nd. So all the rides, the theme park type stuff. That's on the 22nd. On the 23rd, we have our 50 for 50 live screening. So what we did this year is that we couldn't honor everybody, but the 50th is a milestone. So we had passes throughout the summer festival fraternity and communities, put names forward, sift through the list, and we're honoring 50 persons this year. And we've done some little short I don't want to call them screenplays because they're not really screenplays, but short little bios, interviews with them, and we'll debut that live on
Okay.
the night of the 23rd. Then on the 24th, you have a bar crawl. Now I'm going to let out a little bit of information here because I'm actually speaking with those that are going to be in the bar crawl over
Gosh,
the
I
weekend.
love me. I love me about crawling. Listen.
But our bar crawl got a little twist. So we are adding an element of competition to the bar crawl. Remember, I tell you, Anguillas like to compete because we had one in high school. So it's still in our system. So for the bar crawl, you're going to have a competition, King of the Wing,
Mhm.
but you're also going to have a competition, the reunion rum punch. So the rum punch needs to be the aqua blue color that you see on our on in our branding and stuff. It has to be that color, and it's going to be judged by persons on the bar crowd. So they're going to get this little passport, and they're going to go to all the competing bars from whatever time we set in the day, and they are going to rate the wings, and they're going to rate the reunion rum punch. They're going to get this little paper passport, and then they're going to deposit these passports at the Department of Youth and Culture or the Lansing Bowl Cultural Center, and a
Mhm.
winner will be selected. So, can we like competition? We ain't just doing this thing for so. So that's the bar crawl. Then on the 25th, we have the opening night, which is the King Ocean opening night. So King Ocean sponsor that night. You're gonna come, you're gonna enjoy your fireworks, you're gonna get some music, there's gonna be some history, there's going to be some fanfare, there's gonna be some of everything that night. I ain't giving it all away. Then on the 26th, you have Wet Fet, Triple K, um, Blind Ears, Panther Vibes, Exodus, Trilogy. Um, there's a band out of Tatola. I think is Boss. He has so many bands on this event. That's the Wet Fed. On the 27th, you have street poker. So you got poker run on the sea, you got street poker on the land on the 27th. And that night as well, you have ultimate party animals. So they go to the Lansing Bowl Cultural Center, or the village, if you want to call it that, and they have an artist out of Dominica as well. I'm not going to say the artist because I know she has not announced it, and Shakila would kill me if I announce her artist. So you almost caught me there. Sorry, I got excited announcing the signal band.
I stay quiet. I stay quiet. The more you stay quiet, the more you'll say, the more you'll talk.
But I start coughing for a reason, so I wonder if she hear it and she started to squeeze. Shakira, I saying it. I saying it. I saying it. So you have Ultimate Party Animals, but then you also have Magic City All White Affair on that same night. Something for everybody. That's the 27th. On the 28th, you have the Miss Anguilla swimsuit, the NCBA Miss Anguilla swimsuit competition at the Aurora Amphitheater, where you're gonna have Edwin Yearwood and Crossfire. You're gonna have the Musselton Brothers, and you have DJ Sugar. Grown people thing. Come down there that Sunday afternoon in your sundress.
Tutu.
Listen, there you said it. I didn't. I didn't. Then the Monday, you have the children events called Remember When, which is our kids carnival.
Mhm.
On the 30th, you have International Night. So I'm going to tell you that we have a reggae artist, a dancehall artist, and a Spanish artist on our international night. You don't want to miss this one because I know who coming, I love. So that's all I can say on that. The
Mhm.
31st, you have the Junior Calypso Monarch. That's the 31st of July. Then on the 1st, you have the Talented Teen. On the 2nd of August, have Flow Soca Rave. On the 3rd of August, you have the South Valley Community Street Fair. You have Rose All Day, the 21 and over pool party, and you have Band Clash. I'll tell you about them things before. You don't want to miss nothing on that day. Then on the 4th, you have Basehead's Car Show. You have Carnival at Leon's. Maliahana, or one of our gold sponsors, they have this really, really, really amazing beach spot. It's a restaurant. It's just a nice chill vibe called Leon's. You got to be there. You got to be there. On Sundays is Sunday Fun Day at Leon's. But the Sunday Fun Day this time is called Carnival at Leon's. It's a big stage. It's free. It's artists. It's You don't want to miss that one.
Wow.
And then you also have the Prince and Princess show. So if you're into a family event, you're into pageantry, you got somewhere to go. If you're into cars, you got somewhere to go. If you're into just a fete, you got somewhere to go on the Sunday before Juve because we ain't sleeping. Juve starts 4 a.m. The longest Juve in the Caribbean, the most unique Juve in the Caribbean, which ends with an all-day beach party.
Hmm.
That's our Juve morning, our Caribbean beach party, and there's boat racing that day too. Then the Tuesday, of course, you still got boat racing, but you have the NCBA Miss Anguilla pageant on the Tuesday.
Mhm.
On the Wednesday, more boat racing again, but you also have the Anglic Calypso Monarch. So Anglic, the Anguilla Electricity Company, came on board in a major way as a sponsor for the Calypso Monarch competition. They have come on board to the tune of 188,000 EC dollars. 188,300 EC dollars are 70,000 US dollars they've put into this show.
Wow.
All right. Big things happening, you know.
Hmm.
Then the Wednesday, that's the 8th now. That's Thursday the 8th, sorry. You have Eyes Wide Shut, a table, Eyes Wide Shut down Sandy Ground. You don't want to miss it. O'Leary has Vice. He has Asa Banton. He has Mr. Killer. He has Skinny Fabulous, Blind Ears.
You selling out all of them. You see how you selling them out? I love it.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
Yeah.
Big things happening. Then we have the Grand Parade of Troops on the 9th. We have Poker Run and Leeward Islands Calypso Monarch on the 10th. We have the last lap boat ride and Champion of Champions boat race and all fireworks over the water that you don't want to miss to close our summer festival. And that's the calendar. And in between the day, you're going to have your private events that can pop up. You got your club scene. Oh, I'm going to announce this now because I need to mention it. So there's this spot in Anguilla. We're going to onboard him maybe tomorrow.
Hmm.
There's this spot in Anguilla called Lit Lounge. And what we are doing for our festival, because Lit Lounge opens late, it goes till about 4 a.m. in the morning. So we have a little position and a little campaign, a little exercise, a little product placement to our summer festival called Always Lit. Because the summer festival is gonna be always lit. Right?
Okay. Okay.
So Always Lit is our partnership with Lit Lounge that we're gonna talk about tomorrow. I'm giving you an exclusive because the owner of Lit Lounge is a guy by the name of Ivan Berry, and my name is Ivan.
Ivan.
So
Mhm.
Ivan and Ivan. So we don't know if Ivan said it or Ivan said it because we are Ivan saying it. So Always Lit, what they're doing is they have a really, really dope rustic VIP upstairs. So after every show, Lit Lounge is the official after party spot for the Anguilla Summer Festival. Like I said, they open late, kitchen open late, so you could drink, eat some food, soak it up, and drink some more. That's what Carnival is about, right? That's what Summer Festival
That's
is about.
it.
Good. So we're running this campaign called Always Lit, and the winners each night will be able to go to Lit Lounge and party in the VIP. So that's
Wow.
the after party spot. And Lit Lounge is offering bottle service. So when you win the crown tonight, you're gonna get an envelope with some wristbands, 20 wristbands for you and your people to just go down to Lit Lounge that night.
And get lit.
Sorry, and party. And party. Always lit. So it's like again something for everybody. Don't come here trying to be stush. Don't come here trying to sleep. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I
Ain't
love you.
nobody got time for that.
Miss Ivan, it was such a pleasure having you. It was such a breath of fresh air having
Thank
you
you for
on here
having me.
with us. And as well as honorable D. I guess she probably had to drop out, or she probably couldn't get back on. But we really appreciate her coming in, earlier and sharing with us, especially the historic elements to the festivals and to why it's so important to have a summer festival in Anguilla, and why is it important for families to come home or come back or just visit Anguilla during this really special time. I have linked, for those of you who are just joining on the live, I have linked all of their socials at the top, so you can catch them on all of their socials, including their website. You can connect with them and get more information in terms of if you're thinking about going heading down. But I really want to say thank you to for taking the time. And I know you actually um on project right now, like you're
Yeah.
in the parking lot of where everything is happening, and you came on and you shared with us, and you came on with high energy and plenty vibes, and we know just by your vibes that it gonna be lit,
It's
right?
going to be always lit. We
It gonna
just
be
said
always
it. Always lit.
Always. I want to say thank you very much to you, and thank you. Let big up Roxy. Roxy and Carrie and Celebs and all of them,
Yes.
putting this together. I truly appreciate you guys coming here on the show. I know a lot of Dominicans live in Anguilla. A lot of Dominicans have lived in Anguilla, and,
Yes.
and Anguilla is sometimes for some considered a second home. And if it's not your second home, but you're interested in getting to know, this is a perfect time because there's so much to do for
So much.
everyone. It's all inclusive of the
Yes.
entire family. So thank you very much for coming. I'll leave
Thank
you
you for
now
having us.
with the words.
The last few words I'll say, come home. It's a family reunion. I hope to see you there. I hope to see your friends there. I hope to see everybody commenting on the live there. I hope to see everybody that they can tell. Are they done WhatsApp about Anguilla? Bring them with you. We got space for everybody. We only have 15,000 people in Anguilla. Come, we got space. We got a whole island. We got space. And if we ain't got space, the only thing you need to do is take a
We make
shower
space.
because we ain't sleeping.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye bye. It was so wonderful having Ivan and the Honorable T.N. Kentish on the show here with us. With us. I mean, this was so much fun. It was a breath of fresh air. I know a lot of you. I wasn't ready. Like I wasn't ready for all of this energy and all of this vibe. I thought I was the only one who still has energy at 7 p.m. at night. But I really love the conversations that happened, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a lot about what is in store in our what's happening in our sister island just up the street. It's just up the street. If you're in Dominica, if you're in Totola, I saw some folks in Totola. If you want to fly in, there's so many options for you, and you can definitely be at this year's Anguilla's Summer Festival. They're celebrating 50 years, 50 years, and they're doing it big, they're doing it grand, and everybody's invited, like Mr. Ivan said, everybody is invited to the event. I still see Maxine here from Anguilla sending some love. Monique is saying team no sleep. Also saying King Dice for Calypso competition as a guest artist. According to him, you can't miss anything. Absolutely love this connection. Big up to you, Roxy. Big up to Carrie and Celebs on the live as well. Thank you very much for this opportunity to speak with the folks at the for the Anguilla Summer Festival. This is where I wrap it up for the week. This is my last touch base. This is my last interview. This is my last meet up with you. But you know how we be sometimes. Just pop up on a live, right? So you have to make sure that you're following. If you're not following, make sure you hit that follow button right now. Make sure you like, you love, you subscribe, right? If it's your first time on our YouTube, make sure you subscribe, turn on your notifications. So when we go live, you can know. If you're on LinkedIn, big up to you. If you're on X, thank you for joining us. And I am going to say goodbye and good night for now, because you never know when we're going to pop up with another bit of information, another bit of something for you. I'll be back next week. We have some shows scheduled next week, so stay tuned in to my channels, and I will be letting you know what's coming up in the next couple of days. We're going to be heading to Montserrat. Listen, some serious Caribbean connections. Then we're heading to Montserrat next week, so we're going to be having someone from Montserrat join us here. I'm excited to be doing this for you, and I hope you are excited and you're enjoying the content, you're enjoying the show, and you're really enjoying being here and sharing in all of this glory that we're enjoying here. Okay, guys, I'm gonna say goodnight for now. It was a long day, and I'm so grateful to every single one of you who joined us. Thank you for choosing me. You could be anywhere else in the world, and I really appreciate you guys. I'm saying goodnight and signing out until next week. So saying bye-bye.